Okay, let's try this again because apparently direct video upload on YouTube does not like me. I don't know why, but whatever. Went through, saw this little response here, and decided to check it out. And you're wondering, how do you get a graphics card into a iMac? And basically, you're saying that you're not going to be able to do this, period. It's kind of the general idea I got. I don't know about anybody else, but that's what I got. Well, I want to kind of present it this way. Think of the functionality of the system. Okay, the intended use. You say most people who have a Mac would have a iMac. I would agree with that. Most people would have an iMac if they had a Macintosh. The key thing to keep in mind is what most of those people who have an iMac want to do. They're mostly going to want to browse the internet, check their email, do some word processing, maybe some chat, things like that. They probably are not going to want to be playing any games. That's currently what I see a lot of the Mac users doing. Now, don't get me wrong, I think they could do more. I'd like to see more people doing gaming with it, all that, but currently everybody I see with a Mac, iMac, that's what they're doing. So I would say compare this in hardware to a Dell Dimension, for example. iMac, Dell Dimension. Think they're exactly the same thing in relation to general use of what they're intended for. Users of a Dell Dimension, they basically don't upgrade things like the video card. They buy it, maybe a couple years later decide to upgrade the RAM. That's mostly it. The only time I see somebody replace a graphics card or a sound card, it's because the actual card failed. 99.9% of the time, that's why. Every once in a while, they will go through and decide that they want to make this system a little bit more capable, do a little bit more stuff with it, but it's more out of they're a little bit more of an advanced user and they don't want to, be dealing with a little petty system, if you want to think of it that way. So I would say that's maybe 5% tops of people who might own a Dell Dimension. And I think that'd be pretty much the same thing in relation to the iMac. 5% of those people might want to actually upgrade the graphics card and do stuff with it. You can upgrade the graphics card on iMac. You can do that. There's a expansion card in there. You pull out the old one, you put in a new one. It's basically a laptop graphics card, mobile graphics card. Think of it that way. It's not something you're really going to be doing too often. It's not something I think a lot of people would want to do anyway. But you can do it. You can. I've included a link on this video response. Make sure it's there. Yes, it is. That basically acts as some additional proof for that. I don't have a iMac sitting around here. This is a MacBook, which MacBook is a laptop. You just ain't going to replace the graphics card in this. What you get, what you have is what you get. Then he had some other questions about the RAM in the systems. You can put RAM in a iMac. I thought I saw a comment earlier that somebody explained how you can open up the bottom cover and push the memory in there. You can do that on iMac. Some of the other ones are a little bit more complex where you actually have to open up the back of it. If you're wondering how to do that, there are two screws. If you set your iMac with the screen down on a flat surface table and you have your stand that it's sitting on facing toward you, there are two screws at the bottom there. You can turn those to the left. I think it's about half a turn or a full turn, something like that. They will not come out all the way. They're designed to do that on purpose. And then you do the same thing on the other one. And then there's a center screw. You turn that one just a few times. That one's the one I hate the most because you're never sure how far to turn it or how far not to turn it. And then you can just lift, using the handle. You could use the handle. You shouldn't, but you can use the handle and lift the back of the iMac up and away, and then you can see the internals. Do not have one here. I wish I did so I could show you that because it's pretty easy to do it. Just I don't have one sitting around. The Mac Mini, you're wondering about on that if you could even upgrade the RAM on it. Yes, you can. The Mac Mini comes apart. I think I uploaded a video on how to take apart the Mac Mini. If not, I need to upload it. I'll check after this. Meant to do that after I did the last time I recorded this. You go through, you basically take a sharpened putty knife, you stick it on one side of the Mac Mini and pop it open, stick it on the other side, pop it open. Sometimes you gotta do it one more time on each side for good measure, but that pops it open, and right there you just click in a stick of memory or take out the old stick of memory. Either way, you can save yourself a ton of money by not buying Apple's RAM. You can go out to Newegg or Kingston, directly to Kingston. You can buy their RAM. I always recommend Kingston RAM because I've never had problems with it. It's got a lifetime warranty on it. Works great, works flawless, offers pretty darn good performance for the cost. So whenever you buy an Apple device, buy the minimum amount of RAM you can get in it, go to Kingston and buy the RAM there. You can save yourself at least $50. Some cases, if you go with a Power Mac, you can save yourself thousands. If you get like the 32 gigabyte configuration, which I doubt anybody would, unless you do some serious stuff, you could save yourself literally. I did the math. It was about $4,000 or $5,000 right from just doing it. Save yourself $4,000 or $5,000. That's substantial. You could buy literally a new system or two with that. And then you had the other question about the sound card. The sound quality out of a Mac is pretty darn good. I don't know if you've ever heard one, but sit down, listen to it. The Power Macs, they have surround sound built into them now. The MacBooks, it's still stereo, and I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think the iMacs are starting to ship with surround capability. But I might be wrong on that. It's just a rumor I heard from somebody else, but don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure myself. Rumor I heard on that. But sound cards, you really don't have to replace them. And if you think about it, why would you want to replace the sound card on your system if it's playing sound? And if you're really not doing much gaming on it, because you're not going to have a high-end gaming card, all that. But as you were saying in the video comments as well, don't give you any of the watered-down Mac stuff. Fine, if you want to get a high-end system, equivalent to like Alienware, custom-built high-end gaming PC, or even a custom-built gaming PC, you could do that with a Power Mac. Cost you a couple $1,000, but you go out there to Alienware or whatever, it's pretty much the same thing. So generally across the board, if you want high-end system, you pay high-end dollars. And it appears to be I am running out of time on this video, so I will hit the stop button. But I think that covers everything. If you got anything else, post it as a reply to this, and I'll continue on with that. But pretty much everything you say can be done with a Mac. It might not be as you think, but it works.